morning.
Good morning.
Wonderful to be with you today. Thank you. I am Michelle Alexandre, Dean of Stetson University College of Law and Professor of Law. Welcome, honored guests, students, faculty, family members, spouses, partners, and friends. And most importantly, graduates. Welcome to our May 2022 commencement ceremony. Let's hear it from the graduates. Today is a unique celebration as we recognize the classes of December 2021, May and August 2022. We are delighted that you could be with us today in person for this celebration. First, I would like to acknowledge our active duty military personnel and our veterans in this graduating class, in our faculty and in our audience. Please stand so that you can be recognized for your service. And let's take a moment to introduce those on stage with me, those who are part of the procession. We are honored to have with us Dr. Christopher Wilkie, President of Stetson University, Dr. Noel Painter, Executive Vice President and Provost of Stetson University, Jason Bent, Associate Dean for Academic Affairs and Professor of Law, Darrell Wilson, Associate Dean for Faculty and Strategic Initiatives and Professor of Law, Dr. Jocinda Hudson, Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, and our commencement speaker, the Honorable Donald M. Remy, Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs. We are honored to have the Honorable Deputy Secretary Remy with us today, and we are immensely thankful for his time with us and for his service to our country. We are equally thankful for the veterans in our community and around our nation. I would also like to recognize those honored guests who, due to the pandemic, unfortunately could not be part of this ceremony. They graciously sent a personal video to the graduate, and we invite you to view videos of on the graduation webpage from Maureen Wickiron Evans, Chair of the Board of Trustees, Greg Coleman, Chair of the Board of Overseers, Mitchell Shermer, President of the Stetson Lawyers Alumni Association, and Tyler L. Ghali, your fellow graduate, and the outgoing Student Bar Association President. As many of you know, Stetson Law has a pro bono requirement for graduation. Our December 2021 and May 2022 graduates and students volunteered more than 20,000 hours of community service. Many of our graduates took our pro bono requirement to the next level by continuing to serve their communities and society even after they had exceeded the required number of hours, using those skills and tools learned at Stetson Law. They doubled down on that commitment during the pandemic, creating new ways to be of use to the community. The world is changing fast, and communities around the nation, more than ever, need attorneys committed to serve them through pro bono service. I am proud to say that our graduates have answered that call to service and are leading the way to help those in need. You will recognize those graduates by their blue card representing our Blues Award for pro bono service. Graduates, I have not been shy about letting you know that you hold a special place in our hearts. You are a class whose resilience, perseverance, and generosity of spirit have inspired us each step of the way. You, our 2022 graduates, have spent most of your law school career in a global pandemic and have been restrained by health restrictions. Yet, These challenges did not stop you from giving of yourself every day to each other and to the law school. Throughout your time here, you collaborated with us in all aspects to make the law school experience better for your classmates, and you showed gratitude to the faculty and staff in small and big ways. I have no doubt that your insights and wisdom gleaned these last few years will help benefit the world and make it a better place. I am so proud of you that you will continue to serve your communities with distinction and professionalism, and you will do so as a Stetson lawyer. This year, I reminded our group of fresh-faced 1Ls that they will be forging a new path that no one had walked before. I impress upon them that empathy for others, grit, resilience are the pivotal foundation of a good attorney. You have seen firsthand, just in the last 3 years alone, the importance of lawyers and the role of law to society. Pioneering lawyers have paved the way for you. Lawyers like the first woman to be admitted to practice in Florida in 1898, Louise Rebecca Pennell, and the first woman to graduate from Stetson Law in 1908, Mary Stewart Howarth Hewitt. Lawyers like the first Black woman to obtain a law degree in the United States in 1872, Charlotte E. Ray. And of course, transformative lawyers like President Abraham Lincoln, who were called to serve as presidents of the United States at pivotal times in our history. Or even fictional ones like my cousin Vinny have something to offer. Graduates, as I thought of what I wanted to say to you today, I found myself reflecting on the road ahead for you. I pondered the issues we face today in this increasingly complex world: climate change, global wars, and my conviction was reinforced that you are well prepared to join us in tackling these problems. That is because you are the embodiment of the qualities that it takes to rise to this moment in our history. You, 2022 graduates, have had to adapt and transcend conditions that international landscape for which there was no blueprint. You faced it all and excelled. As a result, you now know what it is like to successfully complete one of life's biggest challenges despite the immense hurdles that were placed on your path. In your law school career, you have shown that determination, that Stetson Law grit, and our special breed of dogged commitment. You've shown that those qualities get you everywhere you want to be. I am so proud of you. I'm proud of who you are as humans, scholars, and legal minds. In answering the call to become an attorney, you are beginning your life's purpose. You now have the tools to be change agents, justice warriors who can transform the world. And as you go forth, this advice from President Lincoln, an attorney for 25 years before he became president, is instructive and comforting. In a letter to John M. Brockman on September 25, 1860, President Lincoln stated, "Dear sir, your letter of the 24th asking the best mode of obtaining a thorough knowledge of the law is received. Well, the mode is very simple, though laborious and tedious. It is only to get the books and read and study them carefully. Begin with Blackstone's commentaries, and after reading it carefully through, say twice. Take up Cheaty's pleadings, Greenleaf's evidence, and Story's equity in succession. And then work, work, work is the main thing. Yours very truly, A. Lincoln." Well, graduates, you have read Blackstone, and many more. You have the world and numerous sources of law at your fingertips. You know how to read and say it twice. And the countless hours studying, competing, and writing have taught you to work, work, and work. You are ready. So, knowing that, graduates, congratulations. We celebrate you, your graduations, and your accomplishments. We take this moment to cherish all that you have done and feel hope and excitement for all that you will do. I now invite President Wilkie to offer greetings.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
One more time, good morning.
Good morning.
It is my honor and privilege to be with you this morning as we gather to celebrate the accomplishments of our students who have rightfully earned their Juris Doctor and other advanced law degrees. Congratulations to the class of 21-22. You have made it to the end of a remarkable journey, and I absolutely commend you for your resilience, your tenacity, and for all that you have accomplished during what I have been calling a once-in-a-century set of challenges in higher education and certainly in legal education. But you made it. You made it through lockdowns, online learning, virtual meetings, lost internet connections, masks, hand washing, physical distancing, you name it. You endured and you made it. Your friends, your families, your faculty, those of us online are assembled here to celebrate you. And I believe this to be a very special graduation. And that is because you have achieved this milestone in your life, and you have done so this year. Celebrate, absolutely celebrate what you have done. Not only have you survived the demands of an outstanding Stetson education, but you have succeeded in accomplishing something very difficult during a time of tremendous global adversity. In my view, these challenging experiences have developed in you a repertoire of skills that no doubt will serve you exceptionally well as you move into your legal careers. So today, as I congratulate you for becoming part of the rich tradition of Stetson Law graduates who have gathered on this very same spot, as you take the countless hours you have given in the classroom, courtrooms, clinical experiences, competitions around the world, and as you take these out into the globe, I ask you to be kind, empathic, and that you be staunch advocates for your clients and for your communities. The mission of Stetson University College of Law is to be a dynamic and supportive scholarly community, where we have faculty and students that have meaningful and far-reaching impact on the law, the profession, and on our society. Here at Stetson, you have learned the law and the skills required to apply it to legal practice and to do so with integrity and with professionalism. Moving forward, I ask that you also bring kindness and empathy to all that you do. As you grow and thrive, I challenge you to help those around you to thrive, to offer small acts of kindness and empathy to your clients, to your partners, institutions, organizations, and your communities. By practicing these two very simple things, kindness and empathy, you will indeed do your part in making the world a better place. Moreover, this is precisely how you will become the lawyer that you set out to be, serving justice wherever life takes you. Congratulations to the remarkable Stetson University College of Law classes of 21 and 22.
President Rolke, on the recommendation of the faculty and students at the College of Law, and with the approval of the Board of Trustees of Stetson University, I present the Honorable Donald M. Raymond, Deputy Secretary of Veteran Affairs, to receive the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws.
Congratulations. Congratulations. Donald M. Remy, you have been a dedicated advocate for those who have served in the United States Armed Forces. Your current role is the culmination of decades of diligent service in multiple sectors, a passion for helping veterans that spans decades, and a rich family tradition of military service. You were a captain in the Army. Your father, Army Master Sergeant Donald Remy, retired, was awarded the Bronze Star for his service in Vietnam. Your brother, uncle, and late father-in-law are also veterans, as are many other family members and close friends. In reflecting on your family's legacy of service, you have recognized the critical role of the Department of Veterans Affairs and the impact it has had for you and your family and for others. Your direct experience with the transformative services the Department of Veterans Affairs performs absolutely serves you well in your leadership role within the department. As Deputy Assistant Attorney General in the Department of Justice, Assistant to the General Counsel for the United States Army, and Law Clerk at the 6th Judicial Circuit Court of Appeals, you supported the critical work of a broad range of federal agencies. In the private sector, you served as a partner and global practice group chair of the law firm of Latham & Watkins. At this firm, you represented individual and corporate clients in complex investigations and compliance matters related to international business. You also practiced at the law firm of O'Melveny and Myers, where you handled complex class action litigation. As Senior Vice President, Deputy General Counsel, and Chief Compliance Officer at Fannie Mae, you handled community development in the wake of the Hurricane Katrina catastrophe. You have shown bold leadership as Chief Operating Officer and Chief Legal Officer at the nonprofit National Collegiate Athletic Association, a $1 billion enterprise where you oversaw all strategic planning, operations, budget management, and legal affairs. In this capacity, you advised the governance cabinets, committees, and boards of all three of the organization's divisions, and you played an integral role to improving NCAA's business, operational, and legal strategies. All of your skills, experience, and leadership capabilities well equip you for a leadership role within the primary agency serving those who have served their country. This is why President Joseph Biden chose you to serve as Deputy Secretary of Veterans Affairs. You have said there exists no greater mission than the mission to serve our veterans, and you demonstrate this ethic through your work every single day. In light of your dedication to improving the lives of veterans and your ability to apply decades worth of legal expertise and leadership experience, all of this that you apply to achieve better society for our veterans and for our world. And with the power vested in me by Stetson University's Board of Trustees, I proudly present you with the Honorary Doctor of Laws degree. Congratulations. Secretary Remy will now provide us with remarks.
Wow, who was that guy? Thank you for such a warm welcome, and I'm not talking about the weather. I'm talking about the welcome that I got here today, President Rolke. I really appreciate that kind introduction, and I appreciate bestowing on me an honorary doctor of laws. I got to tell you, to receive such an accolade from this, the oldest law school in the state of Florida, is an honor that I'll carry with me for the rest of my life, one that I will always remember. And guess what? Now I can join my father, who's an FIT grad, and my two sons, who are UCF grads, as a graduate of a Florida university. So I'm so excited about that. Let me also recognize Provost Painter. Good to have you here, Dean Alexandre. It's been a pleasure getting to know you and both of you for your visionary leadership for this university, driving us into what invariably will be a very successful future. To the Board of Trustees members, to the distinguished members of the faculty who are here, to proud parents and grandparents and family members and friends, it's a privilege to join you here today in honoring these men and women who've committed now their lives to the service of the law, committed their lives to the people that the law protects, to the veterans. And some of you stood up today who are in the audience, who are graduating this morning on behalf of President Biden and Secretary McDonough, on behalf of all of the Department of Veterans Affairs. I say thank you. Thank you for your service, both in and out of uniform, to this great nation. It is greatly appreciated. And to all the graduates of the class of 21, 22, congratulations to you. It's such an honor for me to be here to honor you. And I'd like to start by giving a special shout out to somebody who actually isn't here. And that's my Army buddy, and the students will know him and the faculty will know him, and that's Professor Roy Gardner. For 30 years, Roy has been a great friend of mine. He's always given me sage and often unsolicited advice on topics big and small. And he and I talked last night, and we were talking about this commencement today, and of course he couldn't resist, and he said, let me give you some do's and don'ts of commencements. I said, Roy, how many commencement speeches have you given? But that's a different story. He said, first, which is his advice, don't speak too long. He said, secondly, no matter what you do, don't sound like a lawyer. More on that in a minute. And thirdly, don't engage in that cliche of telling the students to be courageous as you go out into that brave new world. And I thought for a minute, and I said, that's interesting. So, Roy, what does it mean to sound like a lawyer? And he said, pompous, pedantic, I said, oh, Roy, I like you, right? And so he says, no, just keep it simple. And the good news is, I'm going to follow a couple of Roy's rules, right? I'll be brief, and I'll try not to be pompous or pedantic or sound like a lawyer, whatever that means. The bad news is I'm going to come dangerously close to telling you all to be courageous as you go out into the brave new world, because that's part of your responsibility as new lawyers. In accepting this call to become lawyers, to join this profession of law, you have an opportunity, but you also have a responsibility. And that responsibility is to right wrongs. It's to look at challenges, both large and small, and make a difference. And most importantly, it's to hold our great nation accountable to its promises. And as I think about that, at the end of the day, it means the nation's counting on you. The nation's counting on you to be the next generation of leaders who get us closer to the ideas upon which this nation was founded. Because if America is going to live up to its ideas, if America is going to keep the promises that exist in its founding documents, then we need to make sure that those words in those documents don't ring hollow. Think about it. The Constitution starts, "We, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union." The Declaration of Independence starts with, "We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men, and dare I say women, are created equal." Think about those things as you think about your responsibility to the future. As we were driving over here, I passed a middle school, I guess it was, that was named after one of my heroes, Thurgood Marshall. And it made me think of something that he once said about inequality and injustice. And he said, when you see inequality, when you see injustice, speak out. Because this is your country. This is our country. This is your democracy. Make it, protect it, preserve it, and pass it on. And that's our responsibility as citizens. That's our responsibility as lawyers. And most people don't always think about lawyers as trying to make a difference in right or wrong. Unfortunately, the profession sometimes gets a bad reputation. But I know that it is our responsibility to be in the business of right and wrong. We're in the business of shaping this country and this world for the better. And whatever you do, whatever you choose to do in life, that should be the light that gives you meaning, that gives you purpose for your work. Now, as you prepare to leave law school, I know that you're stepping into a future that's a little unstable and perhaps even uncertain for you. It's much like the world I inherited when I left law school more than 30 years ago. Now, you might think, yeah, you left 30 years ago. You don't know what we're dealing with. I contend that I actually do. I have a perspective that's built on the history of the nation, and I think I once sat in your seat, and I was skeptical of a commencement speaker trying to give me advice or perspectives about what they thought I should be doing. And so I once shared concerns that are similar to your concerns about the jobs that I might be able to get, about the nation, about the economy, about the future that looked equal parts bleak and promising. That year was 1991, and think about this, the nation was at war. The economy was up and down. Race relations were dominating the headlines, and the world was divided, yet together. Sound familiar? Maybe I know a little bit something here about what's going on, because I remember when I was leaving law school, General Norman Schwarzkopf was leading the coalition forces in the Gulf War, and I was coming into the military. And the late Ron Brown, who then was the Secretary of Commerce, was my commencement speaker. Now, most of you don't remember anything your commencement speaker said, and you guys probably won't remember anything I said today. But I thought back and reflected on that day and the things that the late Secretary Brown shared with my law school graduating class. And I wanted to share some of them with you today because he reminded me of three things. First, he said that as a nation, we must continue to embrace and champion social justice programs and legislation, because while America has moved a long way, America still has a long way to go. Secondly, he said that many of us come from humble beginnings, and we've got to recognize and respect those beginnings and lift up those who helped us get where we are. And in this case, graduates, I commend you to celebrate your families, your parents, your grandparents, your spouses, your children, your friends who have enabled you to get here today. And thirdly, he reminded us that as a nation, we must remain committed to togetherness in order to continue to progress. And those words, I contend, have never rung true more than they do today. So between the pandemic, which indeed has presented challenges for many of you, the war in Ukraine, and the division that so often threatens to divide us and to define us, today's world really, it isn't much different than when I graduated from law school 31 years ago. And if you're anything like I was then, you're thinking about that, and you're looking at the world, you're looking at your postgraduate life with a little bit of apprehension. But here's the thing. This is where you come in. This is where you come in because, yeah, the world is what it is, the nation is what it is, but it doesn't have to be this way. And it's incumbent on you to make sure that you can continue to make it better. We live in the greatest nation on earth, and it can continue to get better with you at the helm, because the degree that you're getting today, what you've learned over your last 3 years, can help you make that change. You've earned it. You can change it. And I believe that. And you can build on the greatness that we already have. And that's exactly what we need you to do. Because after 3 years of law school, you know better than anyone that democracy isn't destiny. It doesn't just survive on its own. It's on you to preserve and to protect it. You know better than anyone that progress doesn't just happen. It's on you to make it happen. They know better than anyone that the fundamental promises of America, they aren't just kept. It's on them to help keep those promises. And I know in your hands, we can see that happen. Our future is well placed. Now look, you don't have to follow my path to make that difference. Far from it. For me, making the country a better place is about public service, because that's what I feel called to do. Now, in the introduction, you heard a lot of jobs. Some people say I can't even keep a job because I've moved through a lot of things. But at the end of the day, I've taken some time to attempt to be impactful with Hurricane Katrina, working in law firms, working in corporate America. But at the end of the day, I always come back to public service, and I know that that's what drives me. And now that I'm back where I started, serving the men and women who wore the same uniform that I wore, serving the men and women who've taken the same oath that I've taken, I know I'm where I should be. But the lesson here isn't the path to happiness is serving in the military or in the government. The lesson here is you need to find that thing that calls you in the way that public service calls me, that thing that you can't not do. That's what it is. That thing that you can't not do, the thing that you keep drifting back to, even when life pulls you away. You know, there's an old cliche that says, if you love what you do, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, that's not true. Yeah, you're going to work. There's no doubt about that. But I'll tell you what, it's a hell of a lot better when you're doing what you love. And that's what you have to find when you're doing what you can't live without. For me, it's public service. For you, it could be anything. Being a law professor, a law dean, a university president, a provost. It could be being a general counsel or a corporate titan, or even the president of the United States. Whatever it is, whatever you do, do it well. Because if you do hard work, it won't feel so hard after all. And I'll ask you this, whatever it is, you do it to help we the people. To help we the people in ways big and small, because we, the people, need you now more than ever. We need you to maintain this more perfect union. We need you to make sure the creed and self-evident truths are indeed true. So as you look at your path, know that it likely won't be a straight line. Mine certainly wasn't. We've heard about some of the things that I've done before, but what you didn't hear about, and what I really want you to leave here thinking about, is the reality that failures are a part of success as well. You know, for me, I tried to get a job straight out of law school at 7-Eleven. I couldn't even get a job at 7-Eleven. I thought, where is my life going now? My dream job in the law was to become a clerk on the United States Supreme Court. That was the first failure I saw in what I really put effort toward that I thought that I could achieve. And then I had this really big dream, you guys, and you'll really appreciate this one. I wanted to be the starting center for the Orlando Magic. But they picked this other guy, 7 feet, fellow LSU alum. He probably was a better center than I could have ever been. But think about this, on a resume, in an introduction, on social media, you know, you only get the highlights. You only get the good parts, right? But never the failures or challenges behind the choices that you've made. And so I stand here as a product of my failures. I stand here as a result of perseverance through adversity. And the same thing I contend will happen to you. You will fail. Make no doubt about it. And life will take you on right turns and left turns. But those experiences will make you better. Just like my experiences made me better. And I'm sure decades from now, or perhaps even sooner than that, you'll be given a commencement address, maybe even receiving an honorary degree. You'll hear somebody introduce you, and you'll smile and think, yeah, all of that's nice. But really, what got me here was my perseverance through failure and adversity. So I'll close on this. Following my buddy Roy's advice, I won't say you need to be courageous as you go out into the brave new world. But I won't not say it either. Because it's your turn to define your purpose. It's your turn to find that thing you can't live without. It's your turn to find the path to fulfilling your life the way it needs to be fulfilled, and for delivering to this great nation what it needs for we, the people. And I know you'll make choices to make this happen. I'm already proud of you, class of 2021, 2022. Congratulations to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Donald Remy and Deputy Secretary Donald Remy, for this wonderful ode to purpose. Let's give another round of applause for a very special honorary degree recipient. It is now time for the special moment to celebrate our graduates. Woo-hoo! President Wilkie, today we recognize the December 2021 graduates and honor the students who are candidates for the May and August 2022 Juris Doctor degree, the LLM in Advocacy, the LLM in Elder Law, the LLM in International Law, the dual degrees, the Master of Jurisprudence in Aging, Law and Policy, and the Master of Jurisprudence in Healthcare Compliance. We anticipate that all candidates listed in the graduation program will meet the requirements for their respective degrees. As such, I ask that you prospectively confer their degrees on them. All graduates, please stand. After President Wilkie speaks, the graduates' names will be read by Associate Dean for Academic Affairs, Jason Bent, and Assistant Dean for Student Affairs, Jocinda Huston. And now, President Wilkie.
Thank you, Dean Alexandre. By virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Stetson University, pursuant to the charter granted by the state of Florida, I now pronounce you graduates of Stetson University and confer upon you all the rights and privileges appertaining thereto. Graduates, please come forward as your name is called.
Good morning. It is our pleasure to present to you the Fall 2021 Juris Doctor degree candidates. Adrian Collins. J. Ethan Lazarevich at William F. Blues Award. Kaylee Rosemary Tavares Camarena.
We now present to you the Spring and Summer 2022 Juris Doctor degree candidates. Edson J. Abadia, Jr. Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy and Victor O. Whaley Award. James Barrett IV. Tristan Marie Bolander. Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy, Victor O. Whaley Award, and William F. Blues Award. Olivia Bouchard, Victor O. Whaley Award. Catherine Alexandra Castiner, Victor O. Whaley Award. Michael Cavonis. The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her father, Troy Krotz, a 1986 graduate of the College of Law. Susanna Lee Krotz, Honors Program, and William F. Blues Award. Keith Adam Datillo. William Byron Davis, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law. Francesca Lucia De Vittori. Tyler Alexander Dixon.
Hayden Harris Dodds. Madeline Lee Dow, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law. Tala J. Algali, Certificate of Concentration in International Law. The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her uncle, Jose Estrada, a 1997 graduate of the College of Law, Diana Nicole Estrada Ayon. Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy. Lauren Cecilia Fleming, JD MBA and Honors Program. Michael John Furtick. Michelle Christine Rosado Janau, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy, William F. Blues Award. Matthew Carter Giovenco, Certificate of Concentration in Elder Law. Giancarlo Gonzalez. Jessica Gonzalez, Victor O. Whaley Award. Deja Monet Gordon, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy, Victor O. Whaley Award, William F. Blues Award.
Barrett Eugene Hand Jr., William F. Blues Award. Richard Michael Harrylaw. Carter Haskins. Summer Ivy Hill, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy, William F. Blues Award. The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by his mother, Joanne Hopkins, a 1990 graduate of the College of Law, Jason Michael Hopkins. Ryan Patrick Huey. Omar Muhammad Hussein, Certificate of Concentration in Business Law. Pedro Jose Jimenez Lopez, JD Grado. Lindsay Marie Ginwright. Elizabeth Jane Keller, Honors Program. Ryan William Kelly, William F. Blues Award.
Jeffrey Crimp.
Let's go!
Jessica S. LeBou, Honors Program, William F. Blues Award. Leah Victoria Lavelle. Rebecca A. Lichtblau. Zachary Austin Lebetru. William Charles Linton Victor O. Whaley Award. Chadwick Alexander Manassa. Miranda Elise Margolis in absentia, JD MBA Honors Program. Nicholas Marulianakis. Chelsea Marnice McQuinn, William F. Blues Award. David Ashane Asante Mitchell.
Marissabel Morajon, JD MBA, Certificate of Concentration in Business Law. Marina Stacy Mullins. Megan E. O'Connell, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy and Honors Program. Andre Felipe Pereira Jimenez, William F. Blues Award. Daniel Hunter Perez, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy. Darian Renee Pinkston. Kayla Brooke Preston, William F. Blues Award.
Maria Amber Renoni, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law. Nathan Thomas Renault, Certificate of Concentration in Business Law. Jesse Morrow Rizzolo. Tiffany Rivera. Madison Paige Russell. Caitlin Grace Sanders. Alexander Michael Sorley.
Let's go! Yeah, Alex!
The diploma for our next graduate will be presented by her cousin, Rachel Greenstein, a 2005 graduate of the College of Law. Peyton Alexandra Strazulka, Certificate of Concentration in Environmental Law, in International Law, excuse me. Liliana Torres, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy.
Go, Lily!
Christopher Aaron Troyer. Jacob Victor Vancour, William F. Blues Award. Angelina Marie Vigliati. Egla Vinixkaita. Matthew Stephen White, Certificate of Concentration in Business Law, William F. Blues Award. Emily Judith Widoff, Certificate of Concentration in Social Justice Advocacy. Jesse Edward Wood, Certificate of Concentration in Advocacy. Henry Zamaj in absentia. Jessica Shoshana Zillet, Honors Program. Cooper Cade Zimmerman, Certificate of Concentration in Business Law. Please join us in congratulating all of our graduates.
Commencement is the happiest and proudest time of the academic year. It is indeed a deepest honor and joy to see our students develop from first-year law students to seasoned legal minds and soon-to-be attorneys. Families, supporters, and friends, you were there when our students needed you the most. The task is not done. Please support them one more time in the next 3 months as they study and prepare to take the bar exam. We thank you for being part of the village who support our graduates' success. Our staff and faculty serve as teachers, mentors, and role models. They demonstrate the values of leadership and service, and they serve as an inspiration to all of us. Graduates, Stetson Law is a community dedicated to excellence. Stetson University College of Law was founded in 1900. We know that you will follow more than a century of tradition as lawyers and leaders who are committed to the rule of law, who transform society, who lead with empathy, who represent the values of your law school, your university, and our profession. Today we celebrate you, and from today forward, we are proud to call you graduates and alumni of the Stetson University College of Law. So graduates, please stand one more time. Turn your tassel from the right to the left of your tam as we acknowledge the class of 2022. And graduates, it is now your turn to thank everyone who helped you become a graduate of Stetson University College of Law. Congratulations. After the recession has concluded, we kindly ask that you meet your party and exit safely and swiftly to the parking lot We appreciate your cooperation. Thank you for being here with us today, and be safe.